Hi ladies, today we're going to go all the way back to the beginning of the year and do a little review on place value. So today we are going to be focusing on patterns with exponents and powers of 10. And remember a power of 10 represents a whole number. It represents kind of those multiples of 10. So we're going to start with the basics right now and kind of going through and talking about 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 3, and 10 to the power of 4, just as kind of a pattern so that we can move forward on 10 to the power of something else. So just a reminder, powers of 10, so this 10 represents kind of that place value. So we're always going to make sure we're starting out with a 1 when we have a 10 here. And then that power to the power of 1 tells me that means I have 1 0 behind my 1. So 10 to the power of 1 basically is a 1 with 1 0. So then 10 to the power of 2 would be a 1 with 2 zeros, or 100. 10 to the power of 3 would be a 1 with 3 zeros, which is equal to 1,000. And then 10 to the power of 4 is a 1 with 4 zeros, which would be equal to 10,000. So then when you're going on to something like this, it's basically the exact same thing, but instead of having that power of 10 here, you're just multiplying by a multiple of 10. So this is when you can kind of use that strategy of 2 times 1 is 2, add your 0. 2 times 1 is 2, add your 2 zeros. 2 times 1 is 2, add your 3 zeros. And then 2 times 1 is 2, add your 4 zeros. So kind of that quick and easy way to be multiplying. So then let's go up here. This is going to use a similar strategy that we did here, but instead of multiplying by kind of that whole number we're used to, we're going to be multiplying by a power of 10. So the 3 times 1 gives me 3. And then my exponent is what's going to tell me how many zeros I need to have. So on this one, I need 1 0 because we're basically multiplying by 10. And 3 times 10 is going to give me 30. So on the next one, we have 3 times 1, which is 3, add 2 zeros. And then this, we said, is equal to 100. So 3 times 100 is going to be 300. Next one, 3 times 1 is 3, add your 3 zeros. And then same thing, 10 to the power of 3 is equal to 1,000. So if you notice, 3 times 1,000 gives me 3,000. And then lastly, 3 times 1 is 3, add 4 zeros. And then 10 to the power of 4 is a 1 with 4 zeros. So 3 times 10,000 is going to be 30,000. So now let's do a couple of examples. We have 8 times 10 to the 4th. So 8 times 1 gives me 8. That 4 tells me I need 4 zeros. And then remember, 10 to the power of 4 is 10,000. You can check yourself and say, okay, 8 times 10,000 gives me 80,000. 5 times 10 to the second, 5 times 1 is 5 with 2 zeros. 10 to the second is 100. So checking ourselves, 5 times 100 is 500. All right, down at the bottom here, we have 6 times 10,000. So we're going to start with 6 times 1, which is 6. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And then remember, 10,000 is the same as 10 to the 4th. So a 6 with 4 zeros. 100 times 9, we have 1 times 9, which is 9. Add your 2 zeros. We know 100 is 10 to the second. So it would be a 9 with 2 zeros. Next one, we have 4 times 1, which is 4. And then this 1 tells me that I need 1 0. And then remember, 10 to the first is the same as 10, and 4 times 10 is 40. So lastly, we have 10 to the third times 6. 1 times 6 gives me 6. The 3 tells me I need 3 zeros. Whoa. 3 zeros. And then we know 10 to the third is the same as 1,000. So 1,000 times 6 gives me 6,000. All right, so today for your lesson, it's going to be labeled for today's date, which is April Fool's Day, 4/1/20. So on Pearson Realize, you're going to be completing the assignment that's labeled 4-1-20. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to write me a little comment under your work, and I will see that and I will be able to respond back to you. If you finish early, go ahead, check out Prodigy, check out Freckle, or maybe even another math site that you have come across over the last couple weeks. Feel free to work on any of those. I love the hard work that I'm seeing and the motivation and dedication to getting your assignments done. So keep up the great work, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you soon.